When normally on a toy run Sunday evening I'd be arriving home in this garage absolutely perishing cold after a long ride home, but this year it's all a bit different. Many of us involved with the toy run as organisers and participants haven't been able to take part, or it's all been very, very different to what we'd normally expect. Now Ben has asked me to share a few words on his behalf and on behalf of the organisers, and in our 35 years of the toy run there's been a few milestones along the way, some significant ones. The world record obviously a few years ago, and even getting Ben on Songs of Praise I thought was quite a milestone. But only once in the toy run's history over these 35 years we've had to cancel it, just a few years ago because of the snow and ice. I do remember back in, it was either late 80s or the very early 90s, we had an issue with some freezing fog which caused a certain amount of chaos that year, but I don't think any of us could have expected a pandemic to affect so many things this year, of which the toy run is one of, just so many events and occasions which have been affected by it. But a pandemic has not taken away the need for help, and the children and young people that the toy run has always supported over so many years, most of that time via Barnardo's High Close School, and also involving multiple other agencies. Those children and young people and agencies work still need our support, and we've had to adapt for this year. So that's why we set up the toy drops at different satellite points around Berkshire, and there's been an opportunity via Just Giving to contribute to that. So thank you to each of you that have taken part in this year's efforts through either of these means. So thank you for giving, and thank you to the volunteers at the different drop-off points, satellite points around the vicinity, and also thank you too for those that have been involved in a very different logistics issue this year. And we particularly want to say thanks to Dennis Denmead, who's just really pulled out all the stops to basically pull it all together this year. We're really grateful to Dennis for that. And the toy run continues to be about giving, has done from the very beginning. It continues to be about friendships, and about really good friendships that are formed across the community. It continues to be about travelling together, and that's what's hard about today. We'd normally all be meeting together and riding together and shivering together, and but also 35 years on, our heart still finds its roots in the original Christmas story. Our run into Christmas this year has obviously been so different for all of us in different ways, and it's been really tough. And but I'm reminded of that first Christmas story, and I think about Mary's last minute journey that she made from Nazareth to Bethlehem, and she had a lot to get her head round: a miraculous pregnancy, angelic visits, the social stigma of her circumstances, but finally she'd have got organised. She'd have been at peace with that. She'd have known who she wanted around at the time of the birth, where her baby would sleep, and but then out of the blue, just when she got herself organised and ready, a request came from the tax office that required her to make this 90-mile hike from Nazareth down to Bethlehem, and she wouldn't have been expecting that. And there's a lot of stuff that we haven't been expecting in our own run up through this Advent period, the lead up to Christmas. We're not able to do and experience a lot of the stuff we would normally do and experience, and the toy run has been part of that, and we miss all of that. And but what stays the same? And there's something at the heart of the Christmas message which remains unchanging even in a pandemic. And it tells us that as Mary pondered both the miraculous and the heartache involved with her own journey, it says that she treasured these things in her heart as she understood the gift of her son Jesus, a gift to the world, a light in the darkness. So my hope and prayer is that in this lead up to Christmas there will be moments that we will discover and treasure, that we perhaps wouldn't normally have discovered and treasured because we're just so busy. So maybe these moments will just give us opportunity to pause and reflect on something new, something different. So our deepest thanks to each one of you, and God bless you, and continue to do the right thing to keep others and yourself safe in these days. And if you want to support the toy run, if you haven't had opportunity yet this year, you can use the Just Giving link that Dennis Denmead has put up on our social media, and it's also on the website. Even if you just donate the cost of the fuel that you would have used normally by attending the toy run, and or the cost of a present that you would have contributed to the cause. So on behalf of Ben and Jane and Dennis and the whole team behind the scenes, and I guess most importantly on behalf of the children and young people that your generosity and your gifts help, thank you, not just for this year but also for the 35 years to date of the Reading Toy Run. So our warmest Christmas greetings to each one of you and those that you love. So stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers. God bless.